All right. Hey guys, we are live. Thank you so much for joining in for the live stream tonight. I feel very excited to be here. I just got back from the gym, so I feel very energetic and pumped up. So that's awesome. I can already see there's a few people in here. Rajuli Arabus, hi man. I'm just on time for the Wolf Show for the premiere of Dances with Wolves. What a feeling. Fucking amazing. Let's dance. Yeah, thank you so much for being here. And yeah, my other friend also made it. My one of my best friends living in Belgium. He's a photographer, so he is editing his photo shoots. He told me just half an hour ago that he is lagging behind 13 shoots, so he still has to edit 13 photo shoots. So give this guy some mental support to get through his work. He's a hardworking man. He's a teacher and a photographer, so he has a fantastic side hustle, and it takes a lot of time. So give this man a little bit of support for his work currently. Okay, guys. So today's topic was going to be ups and downs, how you get through them, how we all sometimes struggle with ups and downs, myself included. We're all human. I was listening to the new Mac Miller song today, and one of the lines in his lyrics really resonated with me. And the line went like, let me try to remember it so I don't butcher it. Is like, let me make mistakes because I'm only human. And I think it's a fantastic line. Okay, let me make mistakes because I'm only human. Everybody has to make mistakes because we are human. We are inherently human, and we all make mistakes. And I think that part of the ups and downs in life is potentially caused by mistakes, right? We make a mistake and we feel like we messed up maybe, or we made the wrong choices, but actually we can never make the wrong choices because everything teaches us something. Okay, if you get this mindset of whenever you make a mistake and you extract the lesson that is within that mistake, you will have a better life. It's simple as that. You'll have a better life because you first of all get rid of the shame and the guilt. Okay, and you can use the information that was freed up by making that mistake as fuel to propel yourself forward, right? Like if you wallow in these victim mentality and victim mindset after making mistake, and you regret your choices and you feel bad about yourself and you feel like you messed up and everything is like not going according to plan. Well, if you do that, then you will spend a lot of time suffering. Okay, and okay, sometimes you have to go through a phase where you feel like a victim, where you feel like you messed up. You want to feel sorry for yourself. Okay, that's all right. Everybody goes through that, myself included. Sometimes I really feel like a victim, but then at some point you got to say to yourself, okay, it's enough. It's been enough now, and we have to move forward. Like you literally have no other choice. There is no other way than to move forward and then to pick yourself back up again and keep moving, because what's the alternative? There is no alternative. Staying in the lows forever, that's not an option. That's really not an option, right? So the only way is up, is moving forward again, is picking yourself up by the bootstraps and realizing that there actually was a lesson within the mistake you made, and there is information that you can learn from the situations you get yourself into. And that is just an extremely important mindset, I think, if you want to succeed in life. Yes, Stromae has new music as well. Awesome. I'll check it out. Stromae is a very famous Belgian kind of like singer, rapper. I don't know what his music is supposed to be called, but he's a fantastic artist. You might know Alors on danse. It's a great song. So yeah, you can check it out. I will check out his new music for sure. Thanks for recommending, man. Fatima Osman, good evening, everyone. Hi, Wolf. Hi, Fatima. Thank you so much for being here. I'm very happy that you were able to join the live stream. Evelyn, hi, Wolf, and hi, everyone. Of course, thank you so much for joining, Evelyn. I feel very, very happy that you're here. Thank you so much for your last comment on my previous video also. I thought it was very sincere of you to actually take the time to talk about, finding the balance and figuring out these two parts of yourself and bringing them into harmony with one another. Because when you feel at peace within yourself, you'll feel at peace within the world. I really resonated with those words. So thank you so much for leaving that comment. I really appreciate you doing that. Angela, hey, I made it in time. Awesome. Thank you so much, guys. I feel so good. Really, I think it's amazing, right? Like these live streams, they're really becoming a part of the channel. We are together, like having these live streams. We're just gathering together for a conversation on a Sunday night. And I can't believe that this is actually happening. It's just a matter of consistency. I do this every week, okay, 8 p.m. And all people, you start to remember, oh, it's Wolf's live stream tonight. It's Sunday. It's something to be looking forward to. That's amazing. Like, I look forward to these live streams so much every week. And I hope that you can feel that energy from me. And I hope that you can also look forward to these, get-togethers on a Sunday night, because sometimes you just want to stay in and then have a conversation. So I love that I can do these. And also, since since we reached 1,030 subscribers now, so we are way above 1,000 now. There is this function, the community tab, so I can now post like texts, and I can post polls, and I can post pictures and stuff like that, which is great. I feel honestly super excited about this, because I can now interact with you guys even more. I can ask a question, you can vote for the polls, and I can make announcements. So I made my first announcement through the community tab, and I feel like a lot of people were, like ready to roll tonight. So that makes me feel so appreciated, and it makes me so happy. Okay. So I want to thank you guys for being here and for joining me for tonight's live stream, because it's honestly making my night, and I hope that I can make your night a little bit better as well. Evelyn, Angela saying hello to everyone. How are you? Rita, do you have plans? I'm happy to be here. Nice energy vibe. Everyone is so happy together. It's lovely. I love to see this, guys. Love to see this. Absolutely. So yeah, please connect with one another, build friendships. We are creating and building a community of like-minded people here who share the same energy, who want the same things for each other. Okay, we want to build each other up. We want to share good energy. We want to support each other through the best, to the good and the bad times, right? The ups and downs. If I want to return back to the topic of today's live stream, everyone goes through these, and I think that when you are maybe in a little bit of a better spot, you can use that energy, you can use that state to support others who might be in a lower point in their lives, right? Like, being able to be there for someone is a wonderful thing. Okay. And there is this great book that I love to read. It's one of my favorite books on communication. It's called Nonviolent Communication by, I have to let me check it out real quick. Who is um the writer, the author? Rosenberg. Yes, Mark Rosenberg. Yeah, I can't find it. Rosenberg. His last name is Rosenberg. Marshall Rosenberg, that's it, Marshall Rosenberg. Yeah, so one of my favorite books, Nonviolent Communication by Marshall Rosenberg, and he mentions in his book that whenever you ask someone for help, or whenever you let people know that you're kind of like in need, when you give them an opportunity to be there for you, to help you through the dark times, that's actually like a gift. And I think that's a wonderful way to frame things, because I used to be the person who doesn't want to bother people with the things that I'm going through. Okay, I would suffer in silence, if you will, because I was like, okay, I don't want to bother people and making them awkward or uncomfortable with what I'm going through. But if you find people that you feel good with, that you resonate with, that you feel comfortable with, and you share with them what you're going through, you're offering them the gift of being able to help you. And I think that's a beautiful way to frame things, and it can really help you to allow yourself to ask for help whenever you feel like you need it. Ask for help from the people you care about and that care about you, because they want to help you. Okay, people want to help each other. That's a beautiful thing. And once you can install this belief, this mindset, once you can have this realization, it becomes so much easier to ask for help and to foster close, intimate connections with people. Okay, because the reciprocity principle, if you suffer and I try to help you whenever you're struggling with something, I offer my help, I want to help, it's a gift. Okay, when I'm down, usually people want to reciprocate. So when I'm suffering and then I ask for your help, then you will want to help me out as well. Okay, and of course there is people who make abuse of these things, and that's also something to be careful with. Some people just are not so good people, and they just take advantage of people offering themselves for help. But I think that it's also part of your responsibility, if this is happening to you, if you get taken advantage of, it's also partly your responsibility because you're just simply not drawing strong boundaries. Okay, I struggle with this myself. That's why I'm talking about this. I used to not be able to draw strong boundaries, so I felt like people would take advantage or abuse a little bit of my goodwill in a way because I didn't want to disappoint them, and I was like, okay, I feel kind of like obligated to help them here because, but that's my responsibility. I can also say that, hey, I appreciate you asking for help, but right now I don't have the mental space for this, or there is no ability for me to actually engage. But I want to tell you that I am really sorry for whatever you're going through, and maybe that this person can help you, or whatever it may be, right? But it's about drawing personal boundaries, being respectful about them. Okay, don't be nasty to people when they ask for help because they usually come from a place of vulnerability and they already thought about asking you for a long time, so they feel a little bit maybe scared or anxious about asking for help. So always treat it with respect, but don't let people abuse you. Okay, like it's important to draw personal boundaries because if you let people abuse you, you will grow so resentful at some point, angry, resentful, and it's a bad place to be in, and it will create a negative energy within you that is going to make you suffer. I've been there many times in my life. Okay, I felt so resentful because I wasn't able to set clear boundaries, and that was causing me to feel very, very angry and resentful. And it's not a good place to be in because you feel very bad because of things you might not even be aware of. Okay, and it's a compound effect. The more of the negative cycle you get yourself into, the more negative you will attract in your life, and that's a bad thing. So you can also reverse that process. You can turn it around. You can completely turn things around if you learn to reset your mindset, if you learn to, okay, draw personal boundaries, respect yourself, respect your own time, don't abuse yourself. Okay, and it's something that I my kitty is here, that's very cute. um Something that I had to learn to do. Okay, I really had to learn to do this because I was too afraid to draw personal boundaries because I felt like people would not want to hang out with me anymore after I did that. But the strange thing is, the more you learn to respect yourself, the more boundaries, the more respectful you learn to communicate your boundaries, the more people actually do respect you, and the more people actually want to spend time with you because they know how difficult it is sometimes to respect your own boundaries and to appreciate yourself and to respect yourself. Okay, so I think that's very important to understand. So, oh, Jofi is here also. Nice. That's awesome, guys. So cool. Jofi, I understand. Hi, Fatima. Thanks a lot. Everybody's here. Boundaries is actually protecting oneself. Very true. Jofi, everybody's rooting for you, Jofi. How cool is this? Oh my God. Everybody is so friendly. I love this. I'm glad to see everyone here. Hi, Marina. Thank you so much for joining. Evelyn, Vicky, how do you deal with your weaknesses? Great question. Thank you for asking. Hi everyone. Hey Ken. Oh, everybody's so cool. Like I love this, guys. Like you guys are so friendly in the comments. I love to see this. It makes me so happy. Like people appreciating one another and being friendly and connecting. Oh, it's amazing. So I feel very grateful and happy that this is happening right now in the comments. Thank you so much. In the EFT process, we say I love and accept myself. Yes, I was actually experimenting with that a little bit, Fatima, and it's a great experience to be able to calm yourself down and to reinforce your own personal boundaries with the tapping technique. For those of you who don't know what this is, it's like a tapping technique where you actually tap your different meridians in your body, and it actually is proven to calm down your nervous system and to regulate your emotions and to reinforce positive beliefs. You can state affirmations. You can remove limiting beliefs. It's very interesting therapeutic modality. So if you're interested, you can definitely look into it. It's called EFT, the source tapping solution. It's very, very interesting stuff. So Vicky, how do you deal with your weaknesses? A great question, and I would like to elaborate a little bit on that. So the first thing is you have to become aware of your weaknesses. Okay, that's the first step, because if you're not aware of your weaknesses, how are you supposed to change? Okay, so I recommend to have some kind of introspective practice, whether it is meditation or journaling or just sitting somewhere on your couch and thinking about stuff, asking yourself questions. You can even look up questions to ask yourself online, deep journaling questions, whatever it may be. But figuring out what is the things that are your weaknesses and asking for feedback. It's crucial also to do that, because we can only know ourselves to the degree that we think about ourselves. Okay, but other people, they have very valuable input and insights from a third person perspective. Okay, so find yourself a few people that you trust and that you can ask for genuine feedback, or tell them that, hey, if I'm doing something that you think could be brought to my attention, please feel free to share it with me, because I want to become a better person, and you sharing this with me allows me to do that. Okay, so the first step is becoming aware of your weaknesses. Now, secondly, I have thought about this a lot, actually, because you can go two routes. Okay, you can either want to correct all your weaknesses and learn to correct every weakness you have and spend a lot of time trying to fix those, or you can try to accept that you have certain weaknesses and focus on the strengths. Okay, and I spend a lot of time trying to correct all my weaknesses for a long time in my life. I wanted to be perfect. The perfectionist within me wanted to be perfect and correct all the weaknesses, and I couldn't accept that I was not good at certain things. All right, and it caused me a lot of suffering, because it's basically resistance to yourself. You're not really accepting yourself because you want to be different. You want your weaknesses not to be there, and so you try to force things and you try to solve these weaknesses, but actually they might just be inherent to who you are as a person. Okay, and that's not a bad thing, right? Because other people are going to be bad at other things, and you're going to be very good at other things, which might be weaknesses for other people. Okay. My cat, she's so cute, I love her. Look at this, oh my god. So I lost my train of thought. Sorry, guys. So yeah, becoming aware of your weaknesses. Okay, yeah. So try to not. At least that's how I'm doing things right now. I become aware of my weaknesses, and the ones that that require corrective behavior, the things that personally don't align with my values, those require corrective behavior. So maybe, let's say, I have a weakness of not being able to. I used to have the not the ability to draw personal boundaries, strong personal boundaries. That's a weakness that needs a solution, because it is causing me to suffer. Okay, this is a weakness that needs a solution because it's causing me to suffer. So if you can become aware of the weaknesses that are bringing you negative things that are bringing negative things into your life, these are weaknesses you want to correct. Okay, but other weaknesses, like, for example, maybe my height, I'm really not tall, like I'm below 1 meter 70. I've never considered that a weakness. Okay, but some people might argue that is the biggest weakness I have. Okay, because I'm not tall. Okay, that is not something that I can even correct. So that is something that I very early on accepted, because what can you change about it? Nothing. You can wear shoes with like 2 centimeter high soles, but that's all. That's basically what you can do. Or you can accept the fact that you are not tall. That's how it is. Okay, maybe whatever it may be, maybe you get into an accident, and your arm gets paralyzed. So this is maybe a little bit extreme, but you know what I'm saying. Okay, your arm is paralyzed. Well, in certain cases that's a weakness, because you can't do certain things. All right, but you can do a lot of other things. You can talk to people who struggle with the same problems. You can figure out ways for you to exceed in life in other areas. All right, so maybe you want to be able to make a distinction between a weakness that is causing you a lot of suffering that you can in fact fix. Okay, and it requires work. All right, learning to draw personal boundaries, that requires work, practice. You need to go do it before it actually becomes part of your personality. You can't expect to have all of a sudden strong personal boundaries without actually setting strong personal boundaries. Okay, so you need to practice and put in the work. So if you have weaknesses that you should correct, put in the time and the action. Let's start today. Don't wait. Do some research, learn about your weakness, learn how other people corrected these weaknesses, learn what they did, and start to experiment with these things for yourself, so you then can actually come up with your own plan, because it's going to be unique to you. Okay, you have to find what works for you in order for you to correct your weaknesses, and that is going to be perfectly for you. Okay, I can tell you exactly what to do. I can only share what I did, and I can show some resources that helped me in my life. And hopefully, since you resonate with me as a person, the things that I figured out will also partly work for you. That is always how I've done things. I found people who struggle with the same issues that I struggle with, and I look for ways that they solve their problem, and then I try what they did, and that's how I actually find my personal best recipe, if you will. Okay, so that is kind of like, in a nutshell, maybe like a long nutshell on how to deal with weaknesses and how to correct them. Research your weaknesses, see how far you can how much of the weakness you can actually make better. Okay, like my height, I can really make it better. So the best thing for me to do is to accept it. Okay, but another thing, for example, the boundary setting is something that you can in fact change and that you can do research on and that you can practice. This is moldable. This is a thing that you can make progress in. So you can, that way you can correct the weaknesses that are bringing you a lot of suffering in your life. Okay, I'm going to read a few of the comments here. Process we see. I hope that was helpful, Vicky, by the way. Thank you so much for asking that question. I thought it was a very good question, and I feel very passionate about this topic, as you probably have seen. What made you start a YouTube channel, Mr. 81? I will go into that. How do you deal with depression? Did that tapping within my Qigong lessons? That's amazing, Angela. I feel very grateful that you actually tried it because it's a wonderful experience. Also, how can you detach or let go and be kind? Hello, how are you? Thank you, Amiable Pluto. Thank you so much for joining the live stream. I'm grateful that you're here. Guys, I feel so good about this. It's really amazing to have so many people here. I completely agree. You have to accept yourself as the basis. I went to therapy. It helped me a lot. Now I say the best. Angela, friend, perhaps put pen on paper, strengths and weaknesses, and then change the weakest belief to a positive belief. Yeah, that's a really good way to do things. List out your strengths and your weaknesses, because becoming aware of your strengths is equally as important. Because if you're constantly focusing on your weaknesses, then you feel very bad about yourself because you feel like you're a failure. You're not good at anything. Okay, so that's also a big part of my process, is focusing on my strengths and putting in time and effort into developing those even more, because you have the balance. Okay, you have the weaknesses, you have the strengths, but if you put more weight in the strengths, it will maybe outweigh the weaknesses a little bit. It will outperform the weaknesses. So if you put more attention to your strengths, it can actually correct a lot of these weaknesses in a way. Okay, so it's equally as important to focus on your strengths, if not more important, I think. Especially if you tend to be very critical about yourself and have a strong inner critic that is going to tell you that you're not good or that you're not worthy. If you focus too much on the weaknesses, that is going to cause you to feel not good. So focus on your strengths. Taking action is very important. Absolutely. Thank you so much for the input, guys. I think it's amazing to have this conversation where everybody is just adding to the conversation. Everybody's sharing their experiences, their knowledge. It's fantastic. It's absolutely fantastic. So thank you so much for that. What editing app do you use for your videos? What laptop do you use? Thank you so much. Thank you, Vicky, for asking that question again. Very, very appreciated. Okay, so I will go into Mr. 81, his question. I assume you're a guy or a man. Excuse me if you're not, but I assume that you are. So, what made you start a YouTube channel? I actually made a video about that like a long time ago. It's like my first video, which is called "I Want to Help You" or something, and I point to the camera, and that is basically the reason. Okay, I feel like I struggle with a lot of things in my life. Okay, like everyone struggles with stuff. And my way to deal with these things, trauma, depression, anxiety, addiction, okay, um, I tried a lot of different modalities. I tried therapy. I went to therapy. I tried alternative medicine. I tried talking to people, and I looked for answers online. Okay. And so I started looking for answers online, and I found articles, and I started to discover YouTube channels and people talking about what they've been through. And for some reason, therapy was useful. Okay, these therapists, they are trained people. They have a lot of education. They know a lot of stuff about psychology and the human mind and whatnot. Okay, but somewhere inside me, there was always this, how would I say, like, I felt as if, okay, you've read all the books. Fine, I can read those books too. But have you lived this? Have you had the experience? Have you been through this exact problem yourself? And were you able to solve it? That was always the issue I had with therapists, because I felt like, okay, yeah, you can, look in your DSM-5 and diagnose me with clinical depression and bipolar disorder and whatever you might diagnose people with, okay? But have you actually lived that? Do you deeply understand what it is like? Because everybody, I talked with this on Jordan, his live stream last week. Fantastic guy, by the way. I really appreciated him having me on. And we talked about everybody wants to feel understood. Okay. Everybody, you want to feel understood. I want to feel understood. And by going into therapy with psychologists, I didn't really feel understood, man. Like I felt like they were just speaking from their book knowledge and the things that they went through in their studies and stuff like that, and seeing other people and all these things. Okay, massive value. Okay, they taught me a lot of things. They taught me assertiveness. They taught me different healing modalities, brain spotting. Okay, very very important stuff. Okay, if you ever consider getting professional help, do it. Okay, because it will teach you a lot. It's very valuable to go to a professional. But I also craved some form of understanding, to feel understood, to kind of like feel like as if somebody would really, I don't know, have been through what I've been through. And I was looking for that. And so I found YouTube, and people were talking about their experiences. And I was like, oh my, this person knows exactly what I've been through. And then I look through their videos and the things they talk about, their ideas. And I'm like, wow, you were able to solve this, and you read this book, and you did this, and you tried this. So let me try the same thing, because I feel like you understand me. So what resonated with you actually helped you to overcome this problem. That's fantastic. Let me look into this. Okay, so I'm a naturally very curious person. I love to learn more about the world. I love to learn more about you guys. Okay, I love it when you share something personal in the comments about what you're, where you're at in your life, what you're dealing with currently. It's fantastic. I want to know more. Okay, so I'm super super curious. So I also wanted to learn more about all these topics. I love to read books. I love to listen to podcasts. I love to educate myself. Okay, taking courses, all this stuff. But the thing that helped me the most in my life has been YouTube. Okay, hands down, YouTube has been the most valuable resource for me to learn to deal with everything that I've dealt with in my life. Okay, like hands down, that's top. Period. YouTube. Okay, and so since I've gotten so much out of this platform, it changed my life literally. And I know it's cliche and it's a big buzzword these days, changing my life, but it absolutely did change my life. And I want to give back. That's basically what I want to do. I want to give back to the platform, to you guys, to everyone. And I hope that by putting myself out here, and this is exactly what's happening. Okay, people find me. Okay, you found me. I don't know where you found me. You found me somewhere where I was. Maybe I posted something, or YouTube recommended my video, whatever. You found me. Okay, and you resonated with how I bring things. You maybe you feel that I kind of understand parts of what you've been through, and so you listen to me speak, you hear me speak, and you resonate with the things that I talk about. And that is why I do YouTube. Okay, what the reason you're here is why I do it. Does it make sense? Right? So that is basically the core of why I do this. I want to provide you with experiences, resources, support, understanding, attention, care, because this is what changed my life. And I want to change yours positively. I want to impact your life positively. That has always been one of, I wrote down in my phone like a note, I don't know how many, 10 years ago or something, that if, there is a few people in your life, always in my life included, that had this like super super powerful impact on you, whether they just gave you a smile in a moment of need, or whether they recommended you to read a certain book, or they just, one of my teachers in high school, he was a fantastic teacher. Okay, he was a fantastic teacher. He was a guy who was so passionate about physics that you could feel it. He this was his life. Okay, and his appreciation for physics made me so engaged, and it was a fantastic experience. I wanted to be in his class. I was so excited, so curious, simply because he was so passionate about what he did. And he's always a person, and I get a little bit emotional when I talk about this. He's always a person that I mention when I talk about my life, because he had such a profound impact on me. Like, I admired his goodwill, I admired his dedication to his craft. It was a beautiful experience. And so you have a few of these people in your life that really made a change. And 10 years ago, I wrote in my phone as a goal of mine, like, if I can make it to 100 people's life story, okay, when they share their story with, I don't know, their aunt or their new partner or one of their family members, and they talk about the hard times that they went through and this and that, and then they, at some point, they mention, and in this part of my life I was like struggling with this problem, and then I figured out, like, I found this guy on YouTube, and he changed the game for me. Okay, he taught me something that changed my life. If I can be that person for 100 people, I can die in peace. I will have been what I'm meant to do here on this world. Okay, this is the core. Okay, this is the true motivation of what I do here. Okay, if you can have a profound change in your life due to the things that I help you with, or that I mentioned, or that I shared in any way or form possible, I can die in peace. That is ultimately the goal here. So that is the reason, like a long extensive answer, but I think it requires a long extensive answer because it's my life. Okay, YouTube is my life right now. I post every single day. I take this very, very much to heart. I love these live streams. I love connecting with all of you. It's fantastic. It's like the best thing that I'm currently doing. It's fantastic. Literally, it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. So, okay, you mentioned the only reason I found you is because you were in Jordan's live and you put your YouTube channel in the description. If Jordan didn't go live, and we don't know exactly. Okay, so that's amazing. I reached out to Jordan. He is a person that I very much resonate with. I very much appreciate his content. So I reached out because he attracted me in a way. Okay, and then I reached out and then we connect and we resonate. And then his people, some of them, yourself included, resonate with what I do, and so it's a win-win for everyone. Okay, so that is part of the thing, like reaching out, putting yourself out there, talking about your mission, sharing your story, because there is people right now in the world today who need to hear your story as well. Okay, the things that you struggle with, whether it is friends, family members, strangers in the street, doesn't matter. People need to hear your story. There is someone in this world who needs to hear your story because it will change their life. Okay, so I highly encourage you to start sharing it with people you feel safe with sharing this with. Okay, it's going to change theirs and your life. Okay, so I hope that was an extensive answer. I hope it was informative. Okay. Thank you so much. Are there things that you would like to share in your YouTube journey, but you're unsure if you should, like you know that it will help someone out there, but you want your privacy or something like that? Very good question. And the answer to that is yes, of course. There is things in my private life or stuff that I feel like, okay, it's a bit risky to talk about maybe on YouTube, but eventually I would love to be fully able to talk about anything and everything, because I feel like this is also part of, I've struggled a lot with like people pleasing behavior and kind of like hiding a little bit, a lot like I struggle a lot with shame in my life. And so there are still certain parts that I feel maybe a little bit ashamed of, or that are hard for me to talk about. So that's also the whole journey of the YouTube channel, is a journey towards authenticity. It's a journey towards self-development, self-discovery, figuring out my voice, being able to talk about everything that is going on, because I strongly believe that this is very important to be able to do this, because it's the most inspiring thing. People talking about their insecurities and sharing the things they're struggling with, it's so inspiring, because so many people are afraid. Okay, and sometimes I am also afraid of doing that. So again, I'm not perfect. I'm not a perfect human being, and I don't expect myself to be either. Okay, I just want to make sure that I do things in such a manner that is relatable to many of you, and that I can, how would I say, feel comfortable with at my own pace. Okay, like, because if I overdo stuff, if I burn out, then nobody wins. Okay, it's important that everybody wins here. So that's definitely something that I'm working on myself during this journey. So great question. I very much appreciate you asking this. Wolf, thanks so much for everything. You're very kind. Thank you so much, Marina, for being here. Hey Flo, I love when you call me Flo. What to do when you have insecurities in your life? Okay, I will go into that. True Wolf, once a psychologist told me that they get street info from their clients. That's exactly it, right? Like, that's how I felt about it in my own journey. I had a total different experience with my therapist. She completely understood and encouraged me a lot. Yeah, it's, therapy, it can differ a lot, very much. I've seen a lot of therapists in my life, so they all were very different, and they all taught me something. And my last therapist, actually, she was specialized in brain spotting. That changed my life. Okay, that literally changed my life. The second brain spotting session we did, it was the first time that I was able to trust my intuition. It's so crazy to think about this, but this was truly the first time I made a connection from my head, my overthinking logical brain, to the feeling heart. Okay, and that changed my life. Honestly, changed my life, because it changed everything I'm doing currently. I'm way more intuitively attuned with who I am, and I'm listening way more to my intuition, and it's making a huge difference in the way I feel and the way I do things. So that changed my life. So absolutely, everybody has different experiences with therapy, and I can only recommend it. Okay, but it's really important that you find someone that resonates with you, that is, you know, that you can trust, that you feel safe with, because this is the big, there is tons of research being done and has been done on psychology and therapy, if whether it's effective or not. The number one factor that decides whether it's effective or not is the client therapist relationship. Okay, this is the number one crucial factor that determines whether the therapy will be successful. So it's very good that you found someone that you resonate with, because that has probably caused the therapy to be so much more effective. So that's wonderful that you found someone who helped you with that. Okay, my third therapist was my favorite. So many comments, guys. I love this. Really, I love this so much. It's awesome. But since I'm talking to the screen, I need some time to read through them. Okay. My third therapist was my favorite because I feel like she didn't always base her opinions, advice on books. Amazing, right? Like, if you can have someone who speaks from experience and the knowing, the heart, that is what's been so important for me. And that is why also YouTube has been my best therapist in a way. Like, it's free therapy almost, right? That's amazing. Well done, Wolf. May all your endeavors be blessed. Since you did YouTube, it's more taking responsibility. You had courage to put yourself out there. Thank you so much for those encouraging words, Fatima. I very, very much appreciate that. You seem to be someone who is very good at observing stuff. So I really appreciate that about you. And that is very true. I was very scared, honestly, to start this YouTube channel. Before I did, it took me 5 years to start it. I was so scared. I thought that nobody would listen to what I wanted to say, that nobody would gain anything from the value that I wanted to put out, that maybe what I would talk about was didn't make sense, or people would judge it, or I had so many fears. Okay, and it's never the right time the right time to start is today. Okay, or it had been the right time to start like 5 years ago, but maybe not, because I needed to prepare myself. I needed to gain the experience, have the life experience, in order for me to be able to talk about these things. Because people sometimes ask me, you upload a video a day, how do you come up with all these topics? And I'm like, I have actually like 5 years of videos that I want to make now in 1 year almost, so there is plenty of stuff that I can talk about, because it took me so long to start this YouTube channel. Okay, so that is an interesting thing. Like, maybe it was the right time for me to start, but I was very scared and afraid. And it really requires courage. Absolutely. So I appreciate you for kind of like making that observation. You're very good at observing these things. Such a beautiful cat. Yes, she's beautiful, Evelyn. I think so. Her name is Todor. So it's actually a male name in Hungarian. Todor is a male name and she is a girl. But anyways, it can be like that. The only reason I found you, okay, that's what I read before. Let me see. I agree with you, Fatima Wolf. May you be blessed with long life to fulfill your life purpose. Thank you so much, Fatima. It really resonates with me. And I hope that you will too. I feel like you're also someone who really wants to make a change in the world and help people. So let's all change people's lives together. Okay. We're doing that right now, actually, which is incredible to think about. Yes, I am so thankful for her work. Hope you are fine, my friend. It's amazing how when we get out of our way, we get the taps on our shoulder. We just have to take heed and listen to what's not being said. Absolutely. And something that I also want to mention, and I mentioned in a few earlier live streams as well. Okay, sometimes I feel so confused, or am I doing the right thing? Because there's not really a lot of input. Okay, sometimes I receive a comment here and there, and I always really appreciate when you guys leave a comment. I think it's fantastic because it provides me real life feedback. Okay, I can interact with you guys are all real people. You're my people, and I appreciate each and every one of you. Okay, and so I would encourage you guys to leave comments on the videos, every one of you. If you feel like you want to add something, please do so, because it gives also wonderful feedback, and it fuels my mission. Okay, to know that I'm actually impacting people, that I'm making a difference. That fuels me to want to do even more. Okay, to bring myself even more, to share even more, because then I can feel that, okay, my work is actually having an impact. Okay, of course I want my work to make an impact, and I will continue to do this regardless whether I receive comments or not, or whether people are engaging or not, because I so strongly believe in my mission, in this work. I really believe in this work, so I will continue to do this. But getting some form of encouragement or input from all of you, that is what really fuels the fire in the belly. Okay, I wake up excited when there's comments of people, of you guys, talking about what you've learned from what I shared, or sharing your own experiences, etc. Like it's amazing that this is possible. And so, excuse me, so I highly encourage you guys to leave comments, so it fuels the mission even more. Okay. Hey Wolf and everyone. Hey Chevy bro, thank you so much for joining. Wishing you a great day night. Thank you so much for being here. I really really appreciate it. You have been here with me from the start, bro, so you're one of the real ones, the real OGs, man. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. You also leave very thoughtful comments, and that's just, yeah, it fuels the mission. So I wanted to thank you for that. Feel what you think. Hi Chevy, everybody's saying hi. I love this, guys. It's amazing, dude. Like it's really really cool. Like you guys starting to get to know each other. It's fantastic. I feel so good about this. It's incredible. I'm cooking but listening. Of course, you don't have to watch me do stuff. Like I would rather have you listen and just enjoy my words than to just sit still for your computer. Like you can take me with you on a walk, or whatever you're doing, chores, whatever it may be. I do this too, actually. Honestly, the way I use YouTube, I barely watch videos. I just put my earphones in and I go for a walk, or when I'm at the gym. And honestly, I'm going to get I want to get a premium YouTube account, because then you can lock your phone and it keeps playing, because now you have to keep the screen open, and it's like when you tap something accidentally, the video stops playing. It's so annoying. So I want to get a premium membership, and so then you can play it just like a podcast, which is fantastic, because it's saving like so much time. You can do cooking, you can do cleaning, whatever, and you can just listen to YouTube. So maybe that is also something that you can guys look into, and just take me with you wherever you go without having to sit still and watch me speak. Okay, listening to our enteric brain gut really takes us forward, embracing ego and not listen to it. Absolutely. That is something that I really learned through this brain spotting modality, and it changed my life. It's something that I preach on this channel as well, right? Like intuition, follow your intuition, learn to tap into your intuition. And oh yeah, something it kind of like reminded me, because I actually replied to a post on Quora where somebody asked, like, how can you develop your intuition? And so I'm currently doing a new challenge. Okay, so I like challenges. And so I'm doing a daily video upload on my YouTube channel, but I'm also currently daily posting on Quora. So I made a Quora account, and I'm answering questions there every single day, just one question. And I think it's a great way to to hone your writing skills, to improve being able to articulate my ideas. And so I want to see where it takes me. I have a friend, a good friend of mine, Killian Marquette. He is a consistency and performance coach. Highly recommend him if you are struggling with productivity, or you're an agency owner and you want to scale things to the next level. Killian Marquette, fantastic guy. He's amazing at what he does. And he actually did this. He answered one Quora question each day for a year, and by the end of that year he had like over 1 million views on his articles, which is amazing, right? If you think about it, 1 million views, that's incredible. Okay, so, and his stuff is still there, so people are still reading it, still they're still providing value. So that is a new challenge that I took on myself, and I want to see where it takes me. So in 1 year I should have 365 answers questioned on Quora, and it hopefully will also make me help other people in a different way, like the written word. It's also, some people prefer that over video or audio. So that is something that, and I've always loved writing, so this is a great challenge that I very much enjoy. Okay, Marina, please share briefly what you're cooking. What are you cooking, Marina? But I'm cooking borscht. Oh, borscht, it's amazing. Yeah, it's a Russian dish. I love it. I actually had it when I was in Ukraine, I think. I was in Odessa and they served borscht there. Fantastic food. Amazing. Getting comments on YouTube, Vitz, is one of the best feelings ever. I absolutely agree, bro. It's really, really nice to receive feedback from everyone watching. Chevy, how can you have unconditional self-love? Fatima, cooking. Okay, I will get into that. If I finish, you help me a lot as well, as I said before. And me too. You have already helped me a lot, Wolf. Thank you so much. Perhaps look in this mirror work, looking into the mirror and say, I love you. Interesting. I will check it out. Okay. So, Doziel, whoa, it's a very difficult name to pronounce. Nwabuoku. I hope I said that right. So, how can you have unconditional self love? It's a great question. And it's absolutely something that is not easy to answer and not easy to do, I think. Well, it's easy to do and not easy to do at the same time, because we have so many subconscious programs by growing up. Maybe you had a few teachers, or your parents or friends that were making you feel ashamed or telling you that you were not good enough, etc. So we internalize these beliefs, these limiting beliefs, and we start to shame ourselves. We start to hide. We start to feel as if we're not worthy of love, and so it becomes ingrained. Okay, it becomes this narrative in our heads that we are not worthy. Okay, and so unconditional self-love, it's a difficult thing to achieve, because it requires a lot of unprogramming, a lot of unlearning. Okay, you have to learn a few new behaviors, and then a lot of unlearning of old behaviors. A great book that I highly recommend, and I actually recorded a video about it a while ago, is Teal Swan, Shadows Before Dawn. It's an incredible book. I highly recommend it. And it has, I think, 30 tools or something to develop self-love. It's a fantastic book. And you will learn a lot from this. Teal Swan, Shadows Before Dawn. Her story is incredible. I love Teal Swan, her stuff. Sometimes I get into the vibes and like check a lot of her videos, and sometimes she doesn't really resonate with where I'm at in my life currently right now. I don't really check her stuff as much as I used to, but this book is incredible. Like the tools described in that book, they will teach you a lot about yourself. Okay, and so one of the main exercises in the book is developing a habit of, whenever you want to, or whenever you have to make a decision, whenever you're about to make a decision, ask yourself the question: what would someone who loves themselves do? Or what would someone who respects themselves do? Or what would someone who unconditionally loves themselves do? Okay, because the only way you can become someone who unconditionally love themselves is by actually being someone who actually unconditionally loves themselves. Okay, so your subconscious brain, it doesn't understand thoughts necessarily. Okay, it understands identity, it understands behaviors. And so, for example, if you need to make a decision between saying yes to someone inviting you, or saying no because you actually don't really feel like it, but you feel guilty and you don't want to hurt their feelings, so you say yes because you think that they want you to say yes, but you actually don't really want to do that. Think about, okay, what would somebody who respect themselves do? What would they do? Would they say yes to not hurt the other person's feelings? Or would they communicate that, hey, right now I don't really feel like joining you for that. However, I really appreciate you inviting me and I would love to hang out with you another time. Okay. This is the crucial mindset shift you need to make if you want to become someone who unconditionally loves themselves. You need to act as if you are someone who unconditionally loves yourself, because right now probably you're doing a lot of things that are the opposite of that. You are maybe abandoning yourself in certain situations, you are hitting yourself on the head if you made a mistake, etc., etc. So another great way to think about it is, for example, if you made a mistake, think about it from a childlike perspective. Okay, if a child, if you would be with a child and they would make this mistake, how would you act in that situation? Would you judge them and start screaming at them and get really angry and say they're worthless and they're really bad for making that mistake? Or would you like help them overcoming and learning the lesson? Would you tell them, oh, this is something that happened, you might want to change that behavior in the future because this and this and this is the consequence of that behavior, whatever it may be. Okay, you probably would treat that child with care, with respect, with acceptance. Okay, and so many of us, we don't do that with ourselves. When we make a mistake, we hate ourselves for it, we judge ourselves, we think that we are worthless people because we made a mistake. Well, think back to the original premise. What would a person who unconditionally love themselves do when they make a mistake, right? So asking yourself this question in basically any situation is a game changer. Okay. Another one that is in the book that I really liked was writing. Like, it's a little bit corny, but it really helps putting things into perspective. It's kind of like writing yourself some kind of love letter, a letter of appreciation. Okay, appreciate yourself for, I don't know what it may be. Like, even you asking this question is something to be appreciated, because it means that you actually think about this. It means that you want to learn how to become a person who unconditionally loves themselves. That is something to appreciate. That is something to be grateful for, because it means that you are a highly self-aware person. You want to become better. That is fantastic. Okay. Not everyone even does this or wants to do this. So showing appreciation for yourself and writing a letter of appreciation to yourself can be a very, very amazing, wonderful experience. I got so emotional when I did this, because I felt like, oh my God, there's so much stuff that I don't give myself credit for. And it feels weird initially. It's like, I don't deserve this. It doesn't sit right with me. But once you kind of like go through it, and if this is too difficult for you in a way to start with, try to imagine yourself being your best friend. Okay, because usually it's so much easier to compliment our best friend or to say something nice about our best friend. Okay, it's so much easier. Your friends, oh, they are amazing, so wonderful people, they're so smart and incredibly successful and whatever, everything that you love about your friends. It's easy to say these things or to think these things. Okay, so imagine yourself being a best friend and then writing this letter to your best friend. It can make things easier. Okay, and eventually you want to be able to really write it to yourself and to appreciate all the qualities that you have and to fully accept these qualities. Okay, and a big part in that journey for myself was also finding people who appreciate the qualities that I have, like you guys. Okay, it's fantastic because all of you resonate with the things that I talk about. Excuse me, all you people are wonderful people who communicate on the same energetic plane. Okay, the same wavelength. We care about a lot of the same things. We appreciate honesty, we appreciate beauty. Okay, and so seeing that your qualities are actually being well received, are being appreciated to others, to by others, can reinforce this acceptance of yourself. Okay, because we are social beings. Okay, and I don't believe that you can go off to a deserted island, be there by yourself all your life and feel good. I don't think that is possible. Okay, maybe a few extremely spiritually gifted people can do that, but I'm not one of those. Okay, I need people around me. I need to feel that I'm making a difference in the world. I need to connect with people, share. This is the core of what I want to do and be in my life. Okay, so finding the right people that resonate with your energy, with your message, that can give a great boost in your self-acceptance, your self-love. Okay, because it gives you a sense of belonging, right? And I spend a lot of time with the wrong people who don't really value or appreciate the qualities that I have, and that made me feel so bad about myself. I couldn't love myself because I felt judged, I felt underappreciated, and I started to doubt myself. I was like, wait, is this like, what is wrong with me? What is wrong with me? How am I supposed to love myself when nobody seems to appreciate what I do here? So maybe there's something wrong with me, I need to change. Okay, and that was absolutely something that I struggled with for many years. Okay, and then I came to find the people that I resonate with. Find your tribe. It's something that I talk about a lot on this channel, is finding your tribe, which will absolutely help you to love yourself unconditionally, because you build a relationship with these people who respect you and who you respect, and this is, it's a mirror. Okay, the more you respect other people, the more you respect yourself, and vice versa. Okay, people who don't respect themselves, they don't respect other people. If you respect yourself, you will respect other people. So the more you spend time with people who respect you and themselves, the more you will respect yourself. So it's like an upward spiral. Okay, and it requires work, it requires awareness, and you have the awareness because you asked the question. So that is something to be grateful for, and something to maybe put in your letter of appreciation to yourself. So that might help. Okay, so let's see a lot of more comments. Thank you guys so much. Again, I can't say this enough. It's amazing that everybody is just conversing here. Okay, I'm so grateful that I have helped many of you guys, and you have helped me too. Okay, your comments, they also have a positive impact on me. They make me think, they make me learn new stuff, they give new perspectives. It's amazing to know that that your experiences you've been through, they also work on me. So thank you so much also for making me change. Okay, Interesting. I will check it out. Will podcast make a comeback in 2021? The podcast will probably make a comeback in 2022, brother, because I'm currently still doing one video a day, and in next year I will do 2 per week. So the podcast will definitely come back. I'm looking forward to that, and I need my photographer to actually like make the thumbnails again. So make sure that you're here with me, bro, next year. Wolf, also Louise book, can you can heal your life? Okay, yeah, I wanted to comment a little bit on the mirror work, Fatima. So yeah, mirror work, basically, guys, what it is, it's you stand in front of the mirror and you actually look at yourself, and it's very uncomfortable in the beginning, okay, to look at yourself and to be like, I appreciate you, I love you, I and you don't, you have to mean it, okay. And in the beginning you will feel strange, and you will start to maybe laugh to get the tension away, to diverse the tension. But it can in certain cases be a very emotional experience to finally look yourself in the eye in the mirror and be like, I love you, I appreciate you. That is very, very powerful thing to say to yourself, and it can feel very uncomfortable to do that. And for some people it doesn't work, okay. um Again, like I mentioned in my previous video, the masculine and the feminine energy, balancing that. If I'm really in my masculine energy, this kind of practice usually doesn't work, because it's too emotional in a way. It's too how would I say, like positive affirmations kind of thing, and it's less like go do stuff, go get her, like focused on things. So in certain phases of your life it might not work, in other phases it might be extremely effective. So for me it was an exceptionally emotional experience to do that. But right now I am not doing this because it's not resonating with where I'm at right now in my life. But it might be something interesting for you to look at. Mirror work, it's called. So actually you just need a mirror and yourself, and some time and mindfulness and awareness and presence, and it will probably have a very significant impact on you, or at least it might be a very emotionally significant experience. Wolf, whenever you plan to visit Canada, please make sure to visit me. You'll have a home to stay here. Chevy, thank you so much, brother, for that offering. I really, really appreciate that. I feel very grateful that you mentioned this. And actually, I might go to Canada at some point. My brother spent a year there with his girlfriend, traveling around in a van. It was a fantastic experience, and he showed me incredibly beautiful pictures. So it's definitely a place that I would like to visit at some point in my life. Thanks for the advice. Thank you so much for asking your question. I hope it was helpful, and yeah, it resonated with you. That is, I think, very important here. Do you speak French, Chevy? Evelyn asks Chevy if he speaks French. Come all to visit me, friends. I'll treat you. I'm sure you will treat us, Marina, and I would love to try your borscht soup, because it's soup, right? I think it's soup. Well, in my case, it was a soup. Like it's like a mix. It's like a stew slash soup kind of thing. Um, so yeah, I would love to try it out. No, I live in Canada, but I'm not Canadian. Your vibe attracts your tribe. Absolutely, potato gravy. Thank you so much for being here in the live stream. I haven't seen you commenting here in the chat, so thank you so much for joining. I hope you're enjoying tonight's energy and vibe. And I feel grateful that you're part of our tribe here. It's a wonderful experience. HIV Wolf, I've learned to put the oxygen mask on myself first. Was a people pleaser too. Learned that no is also a sentence. It is very true. Learning to say no is very, very important. And it's a mix, right? You have to learn to say no to certain things, and you also have to learn to say yes to other things. Like it's a balance. Again, it always comes down to balance, because we also protect ourselves from getting in situations that might be very transformative. We're afraid, so we say no when we actually know that we should maybe say yes to certain things to expand our comfort zone. But on the other hand, saying no can also be a form of expanding your comfort zone, because it's uncomfortable to potentially get into some kind of confrontation because you draw a personal boundary. And then it's crucial to hold that boundary, because people will test the boundary. Okay, when you say no for the first time, when you're a people pleaser, and it's like no, then people just run over this boundary like it didn't even exist. Okay, so you have to get really good at becoming strong, so people actually respect the boundary, because when there's enough resistance, they will not cross the boundary. But you have to build up the strength and the character to actually hold your ground, and that is it's a process. It took me a long time to actually get there, but I feel like I finally arrived at that point. So that's a wonderful feeling. And that also shows that it's possible. So if you feel hopeless about your current people pleasing behavior, it is possible to change. It is possible to learn to set proper boundaries and to just, respect yourself and respect others in return. Okay. Let's say it again. I always ask, if you don't love yourself, how do you expect other people to love you? Absolutely. It comes down to how you view yourself. Okay. This, excuse me, this is something that I became very, very aware of the past years, even like every time something in your relationships is not right, or something in your behaviors, it's usually within. Okay, if you act with anger or judgment or whatever, disrespect, whatever it may be, look at how you're doing that to yourself. Okay, because the way you treat others is the way you treat yourself, and that also really helps me to show compassion to other people who might be disrespectful or mean or whatever. I don't take it personally, okay? Because I know that they treat themselves like that. All right. So if somebody is angry at you, as long as it's like really not disrespectful or causing you any real trouble, really don't take it personally. And if it's invading your own personal space, draw the boundary, make it clear that, hey, this is not okay for me, communicate it respectfully, but don't take it personally, because the way they're treating you is most likely the way they're treating themselves behind the doors. So that is a very important perspective if you would like to be more compassionate towards others, to understand that, okay, the hater people and the negative people online or in real life, they are usually in very, very bad places mentally. Because if you feel good, if you are resonating on an energetic plane of love and abundance and appreciation, you don't try to bring people down. You don't want to do that. You just feel good and you want to share your light. You want to share appreciation and gratitude with everyone, and just share your joy. And you don't want to bring people down, because honestly, the people who want to bring other people down, they're here and they feel intimidated, or they feel like other people who are above them kind of like make them feel even worse about themselves. So they're trying to bring people down. This is like this idea of the crabs in a tub. Once one crab tries to climb out, all the crabs, they try to pull it back down to their level, and that's exactly what's happening. So it really allows you to be more compassionate towards other people once you understand that, okay, because they're negative towards me, it has very, very, very little to do with you, and everything with how they view themselves. And people who act bad, they usually feel very bad about themselves too. So it can also be a great opportunity for you to connect with them. Okay, you're like, hey, I saw, like, this is a great 3-step plan you can apply, a practical tip. If somebody does something that you don't like, or that you think was wrong, like, make an observation. Hey, I saw you do this. Okay, just make a neutral observation. This is what happened. This is what I saw. This is what I saw happening. Then, okay, I felt a little bit X about that. This is how I felt. And the result would be that I might not want to hang out with you anymore, or the result would be that I would feel a bit strange about whatever thing you think of. Okay, and then, are you aware of the thing that just happened? And would you like to share a little bit more about why this happened, or have you thought about what made you do this, for example? And this can be a great opportunity to actually reach someone in that moment of them being nasty, because sometimes they know that they are not acting 100% right, and they feel a little bit maybe ashamed about it, or but they just don't know how to deal with this. And if somebody can pick up on that, and can show them that they see through that initial behavior, that they see what's behind that, it can be a great opportunity to actually change people's lives, honestly. Okay, hate will not solve hate. That's not what's going to happen. Love is going to solve hate. Okay, so if you show them decency and respect, even though they acted negatively, okay, considering that you drew a personal boundary, that they didn't cross the boundary, but still treating them with respect, and showing them that you don't judge them necessarily because they did what they did. Everybody is human, everybody makes mistakes, everybody goes through things in life. If you can make them feel seen, that might be the most transformative moment in their lives. Maybe they have had never happened to them ever, because they always expect someone to react on the same energetic level as they were acting. Okay, that is that is terrible, because then they never have the opportunity or the experience of someone who sees through that. And that is why these spiritual gurus, they are so at peace within themselves. They are so profoundly accepting, like they fully accepting everything and everyone. So when you're with them, it's almost impossible to hurt a spiritual leader. You want to be mean to the spiritual leader, he's just going to not even react, and you'll be like, what, how can you still love me after I was trying to hurt you like this? Of course I still love you, you're my child. Okay. And that can be an incredibly transformative experience for a person who has lived their life in negativity forever, because all they want is to be seen, is to be understood. Okay, so you can be that person for someone else, you can be that person for someone else, and it might forever change their life and yours too, because you could see in real life how this person finally felt seen and felt like, wow, it can be different, my life can be different. That is just incredible. So I wanted to share that. This is really interesting. How can you stop seeking? Whoa, so many comments again. Let me see. I've always been, don't love yourself. Wolf unites us. Thanks to him for this. Well, thank you all for yourself. Thanks to yourself. You come here, you connect, you show respect and appreciation for one another. So you're equally as how would I say, like as a player in this as I am. Okay, so thank yourself as well. Hi Potato, like your quote. Marina, yes. Can you stop seeking validation? Okay, I will go into that. Guys, it's becoming a really long live stream. I'm having a fantastic time. So thank you so much for being here. I really, really appreciate it. It's an incredible evening, guys. I hope you can see how much fun I'm having, and I hope you're having fun too. So this is really a great evening. Fantastic. You're literally saying what I was saying, Angela. That's fantastic. That is fantastic. Like, you see, guys, we're absolutely resonating on the same frequency here, and I think it's incredible. Hey man, I just want to thank you so much, because your videos helped me so much throughout my breakup. I was like hearing advices from a friend. Fabian, thank you so much for saying this, brother. It's honestly the best compliment you can give me, seriously, because I mean, I've struggled with this like so much in my life, and other YouTubers, they help me through it, and I am so excited that I can be someone for you who helped you through this, because man, breakups can be ruthless. They can be so brutal, and I know what it's like. So I'm so grateful that my message was able to get you through this. So thank you so much for letting me know, man. I really, really appreciate it. It's absolutely fantastic to know that. Angela, how are you, dear? Yes, it's a soup. Yes. Okay. It's a very sad time for me and my family, Marina, but I received so much love. Thank you, dear. Yeah, Angela, again, I'm so sorry for what happened. And again, I want to express my support for you. And if you feel like you would want to share something or whatever, you can always send me an email, flowofconsciousness1@gmail.com. I want to talk. I want to share. I can even send you a personal video or voice message if you feel like you would like to talk. So don't hesitate to reach out. Okay. It's your beautiful evening, but I have to go. I went too quickly. I wish you all a wonderful evening. Thanks for everything. It was awesome. Thank you so much, Evelyn, for being here. I am very grateful that you were here with us tonight. And I very much appreciate your energy and your support. It's amazing that you're a part of the tribe here. See you soon, Evelyn. Wolf, Angela, I know, dear. Blessings to you. Thank you, Evelyn. Take care. Excuse me. Bye, friends. Thanks so much, Wolf, for being here. Love your different point of view on various topics, man. Thank you so much for being here, brother. I really appreciate it that you joined tonight's live stream. Again, I also very much appreciated you putting my channel in the live stream from Jordan last week. Bye, Marina. Enjoy your food. Fatima, you're welcome. Hi, Day 77. All the love given to you, infinite abundance to all. Beautiful, beautiful. Breakup was the worst experience of my life so far. Hopefully, no one will experience that again. Absolutely beautiful. Flow Wolf, thank you. Thank you so much, Wesley. I very much appreciate you being here from the start and sharing your energy with all of us. Guys, it's been such a fantastic live stream tonight. I hope you can feel how grateful I am for this experience. Like, I can't put it into words. And every week I'm looking forward to doing these. So yes, Sunday is my, I don't know, my church day, or if you will. So just like, I'm looking forward to spending time with you all and just talking about the things that resonate with all of us. So it's incredible, guys. It's incredible. There was one more question maybe that I wanted to answer before I go. How can you stop seeking validation? Okay, so this is the last question that I will answer, guys. After that, we'll call it a wrap, and I want to write a little bit more after this, and then I will see you guys tomorrow in the next video, and next week, of course, in the next live stream. So how can you stop seeking validation? Again, it comes down to the self-respect and the unconditional self-love, right? If you don't respect yourself on a deeper level, you will want to seek validation from the outside world to validate your own worth. Okay, you can't get around it. So the best way to stop seeking validation or to solve that problem is by giving yourself the validation that you're seeking. Okay, now this advice in my life has caused me also a lot of confusion, because I was like, yeah, sure, you can give yourself all the validation you want, but you're still a social being. You still want friends. You still want to be loved and appreciated and liked by other people. So at some point, you also want to see yourself validated through others. Okay, so it's equally as important. It's not a bad thing to seek validation, to want to feel loved, to want to feel appreciated, to want to feel part of something, to want to belong. It's not a bad thing. You shouldn't judge it within yourself. But if you make it compulsive, if this is the sole reason for you to do stuff, okay, the only thing you do is think about how other people can validate you, okay, then it's going to become toxic, and then it's going to make you feel terrible about yourself, and you will lose self-respect, and it will cause you a lot of problems in your life. Okay, so it's not a bad thing to seek validation, but you want to give yourself the validate, like at least the bare minimum of validation you want to give to yourself. You want to have some form of income, if you will, to take care of yourself. Okay, if you're homeless and you don't have any money, that is a terrible place to be in, because it's so hard to get out there. Okay, because you have zero money. To get a little bit money is difficult, but once you have a little bit of money to keep your basic needs met, okay, then you can start to work on building more money. It's the same thing here. You want to give yourself the basis of validation, okay? Provide yourself with the basis amount of validation every single day, so you know that you are worthy, okay? Because if you think you're unworthy of love, you will never be able to receive it. That is just that serious, and it's a cliche, but it is the truth. It is the deepest truth you will ever realize about love and self-love and gaining love from others, is that if you can only be loved to the degree that you love yourself. It is so true. And so you want to work on that by the things that I mentioned earlier, okay? Building self-love, doing self-love practices. I know it sounds corny, so I prefer to say self-acceptance practices, because acceptance is equal to love. Self-acceptance is self-love. So work on accepting yourself, work on fixing your weaknesses, and putting time and effort into developing your strengths. That will cause you to gain more self-acceptance, because you learn to appreciate yourself more. Find the people that resonate with you, okay? Find your tribe, because then you will again feel more appreciated, and you will receive their validation because of the work you put into developing yourself and being authentic. That is the most incredible feeling in the world, okay? Because feeling validated by others because you pretend to be someone else, that is the most terrible place to be in, because you know you're not yourself. You know it, okay? You're the person who knows that you're not authentic. And so if people like you for that, you feel shit about yourself because you're inauthentic. So people like you because you are someone that you're actually not, and you feel so anxious that people will find out. You feel so scared that once you will start to act yourself, they will leave you. It might happen actually, because these people came to you because of the persona that you were portraying, the things that were inauthentic. You were actually embodying these, okay? Excuse me. So that's not a good place to be in, because then you will forever be socially anxious and afraid. Now, if you learn to set aside that mask, you might have to spend some time alone. Okay, that's fine. You will have to recalibrate yourself. You'll have to rebuild your life, but it's worth it. Okay, what is half a year of putting time and effort into developing yourself if you then can attract people who appreciate you for you, who can make you feel loved, who can make you feel surrounded with the validation that you actually crave and deserve, right? That is such a small investment. 6 months. 6 months from now, the time is gonna come anyway. Okay, 6 months, it's coming. So if you dedicate this time to actually like learning to appreciate yourself, becoming clear on your own values, learning to be more authentic, speaking your truth, learning to draw boundaries, this, if you put in the time and the effort, then maybe these 6 months of being alone and not getting any social validation whatsoever, is going to bring you massive amounts of social validation down the line, because you find the people that will respect and appreciate you for you, because you took the time and you put it into yourself. Okay, you poured that attention onto yourself, which shows that you are relevant, that you deserve this time and attention. Because what is love really? It is attention, it is energy. Okay, little children, they love nothing more than to gain the attention of their parents. Okay, hey, look, daddy, I made this little, I don't know, whatever, sandcastle, come look. Or look, daddy, I learned to kick the ball, or I learned to ride my bicycle. Look, 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 pay attention, love me. Okay, pay attention. Attention is love. Okay, but it goes to yourself too. We often abandon ourselves, like so many times. We say yes to some things that we don't want to say yes to. We feel afraid. We let fear rule our lives, and we live in darkness. We live in shame. We are not giving ourselves the attention that we need, that we deserve, because we don't love ourselves. Now, how can you change that? By giving yourself the attention that you deserve. Okay, by putting in the time, by focusing on developing yourself, growing, putting time into taking care of your health, exercising, meditating, journaling, all these, you know, delayed gratification activities, right? Dopamine detox, best thing I ever did in my life. It causes you to want to do the things that are delayed gratification. Okay, delayed gratification are things that are paying off in the future, things that your future self will thank you for. Instant gratification is the opposite of that. It is junk food, porn, procrastination. All these things, they give you instant gratification, but they don't give you long lasting results. Okay, so showing that you love yourself is actually, if you think about it, acting today so you can thank yourself for what you did today. If you eat junk food today, then you're actually cursing your future self, because your future self will have to make up for the junk food. It will maybe have to go to the doctor because you're sick. It will make you maybe feel more lazy, or you know. So you are actually hating your future self by doing all these instant gratification behaviors. So you're punishing your future self, which proves that you don't respect or love yourself. Okay, so instead, do things that your future self will thank you for. Okay, your future self will thank you for starting to exercise today. Your future self will thank you for creating an introspective meditation habit. Your future self will thank you today for keeping your living environment neat and tidy. Okay, these are things that will make your future self be grateful that you made that decision today, because it shows that you appreciate yourself enough, that you want to give yourself attention, love, and respect. And that will eventually lead you to love yourself, which will eventually lead you to being able to draw strong personal boundaries, which will eventually lead other people to respect you more, which eventually will lead you to build the relationships you want to build for yourself, because that is what is based on. Okay, self-respect, trust, similar values. Amazing process, and you can get there. It only requires awareness and effort and time. Okay, don't forget time, because you will not change like this from one day to another. It requires time and effort and dedication and awareness and ups and downs. Okay, sometimes you will feel very hopeless, sometimes you will feel like things are really not working out for you. Fine, okay, give yourself the time to gather your forces again, to recover, and then move forward again. Don't give up, never give up. Okay, never give up, because you will make it. You will make it if you keep persisting and doing the right things and learning from your mistakes and forgiving yourself for your past mistakes. You keep pushing forward. It's going to come. It's inevitable. It's inevitable. It's inevitable. So have faith, really have faith, and commit and stick to the path. So I hope that was helpful, guys. Awesome session tonight. Thank you, Wolf. Appreciate it. I will keep you and your family in my thoughts and prayers. Soon it will pass. Better already there. Okay, guys. Thank you so much. Again, Angela, my thoughts are with you and your family. Um, I hope you will find support with your loved ones. Take really good care of yourself. And if you need help, feel free to reach out. Guys, I want to thank you all for tonight's live stream. It was absolutely fantastic. I had such a great time. You're all such wonderful people, and the input that was being shared here in the chat was just mind blowing. So, yeah, I can't express my gratitude enough. Thank you all so much for being here with me tonight. We made a fantastic conversation together. And that's what this channel is ultimately about, bringing people together, sharing ideas, experiences, being kind to one another, giving support, building a tribe. Okay. So I'm so happy that we are actually making this a reality now. It's really becoming a reality. And that is incredibly inspiring and motivating and stimulating. So I want to thank you all for that from the bottom of my heart. Okay. So for the people who are rewatching this live stream, feel free to leave a comment or recommend it to someone you love or like, that might learn something from this. I would really appreciate it if you do so, because the best promotion maybe is word of mouth. I really believe if somebody shares a YouTube channel with me, I'm always like, my best friend is like, you need to watch this. I'm like, oh yeah, let me watch it. And I'm like, oh, this is incredible. So it's a great way to actually spread the message. So if you would like or feel like doing that, that would be fantastic. So thank you so much for being here with me. And as always, guys, I'll see you tomorrow in the next video. And if you want, next week, Sunday, I do these live streams every Sunday at 8 p.m. CEST. I will soon be in Latin America, so the time will change, but I'll definitely keep you guys posted now that I have the community tab available. So yeah, that's what I wanted to say. Thank you so much for being here again. I had a fantastic time, and I'm very much looking forward to seeing you here on the channel tomorrow, and if not, next Sunday, 8 p.m. in the evening. Okay, guys, thank you so much again. And I was happy that my cat was a part of the audience tonight and that you guys really liked her. Okay, guys, thank you so much, and I'll see you soon.